Halloween and horror fans alike, have I got a video for you. Behind me here is a former high school that's home to a haunted attraction that's been operating for decades. It's known as Horror Hall, located right here in Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. And I was given the ultra rare opportunity to step inside and give you a behind the scenes look as to what it takes to put this attraction together. I promise you're not going to want to miss this video. To learn more about it, all you simply need to do is come along with me. So I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to Zach. He is a tech supervisor here at Horror Hall, and he's going to share a lot of the behind the scenes stuff as to what it takes to put this attraction together. Now, if you could tell the viewers, when did this attraction first start?
Originally it started in 1983.
So you're going in that long?
In this building, it was, before that it was actually in Nanticoke in 2 separate locations before it was here.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you that date, but somewhere in the mid-late 70s.
And this is reported to be one of the longest operating attractions in the area, correct?
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's got some history to it, tied with how long it's been operating compared to a lot of others who just kind of come and go throughout the years. The other thing I wanted to find out too is that this used to be operated by the former Tilbury Fire Company, right?
Plymouth Township.
Plymouth Township, and now it's by who?
It's now the Tilbury Community Center, and we're operating the building outside of Horror Hall as a center for gatherings, get-togethers, benefits, things like that during the year. We have some wrestling events here that benefit the center. So it's really just, we're trying to keep it here for the community.
Okay, and now proceeds from the haunted attraction, does it go towards that?
A portion of the proceeds goes to the Tilbury Community Center. There's another portion that goes to the Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors directly.
Okay. Also, to any information regarding the operation here or things I do mention, I will put down below in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. But right now we're going to head inside and learn more about what it takes to put this impressive haunted attraction together.
Part of the school, and this hallway continued all the way down. There were classrooms off to both sides, and eventually that end was converted into the garages for the fire department and the fire apparatus and stuff like that.
Do you know by chance when it stopped operating as a school?
I want to say, I think the mid to late 70s also. I don't know the exact date, but it was definitely, this portion of the building that we're in right now was definitely operational into the 70s.
And do you know upstairs, obviously it's converted, but is there any areas that still look like a school, like without the walls and stuff?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Without all the walls, yeah, it sure does. You can see where the chalkboards were, you can see everything. It's,
okay, awesome.
It's pretty neat, yeah.
All right, cool.
I know exactly where I am all the time, so.
That's pretty neat.
This hole wasn't here. This was added in like 89, the fire department added it. But the original Horror Hall, this room, which is very dark right now. Let me see if I can turn this on. So this is like our banquet facility now. During Horror Hall, we use it for storage. But this was originally actually the school auditorium where they had assemblies and stuff. So there was actually raked seating in here that came down. And the original Horror Hall, the stage show, happened up here. And back then you actually went backwards through the building.
Okay.
Horror Hall from what you go now.
So I'm guessing that's probably back in the 80s time frame?
Definitely in the 80s.
Yeah.
I know I sat in here when I was 4 years old and swore I'd never come in the building again, and here I am. So. Gym, as we call it, or the seating area.
Now, is the basement used for anything?
The basement is not. It's storage right now.
Storage, okay.
Yeah, we had an escape room down there a couple years ago, and it just logistically wasn't working. So in the future, we're talking about moving that and bringing it upstairs somewhere, whether we take a portion of that room when we're open or out in the garages. Not sure what's going to happen with it yet. So
this is the famous thriller room.
This is the thriller room, yeah. This left-hand wall opens up to a stage, which opens up to that banquet room we were just in. And actually for banquet rentals and stuff, I believe our top numbers, like you get like 450 people in here. They'll use this entire room. They'll use that lower room for larger parties and stuff, yeah.
Now I remember back in the day, probably going back, I would say closer to 15 years, they used to have live actors that came out on the stage, correct?
That was my mother.
Was it?
The lady, the vampire lady,
yeah.
was my mom.
Oh, okay.
It still is my mom. She might be here tonight, I'm not sure, but.
When did you guys convert to the projection?
3 years ago, because we were having trouble finding consistent live actors to do it. So it was kind of the answer, like, let's modernize and simplify this.
Yeah.
And actually, he's great. He's always there. He always does the same thing no matter what, and it's great. Yeah. So.
It works for free too, right?
Yeah. Yep. We have a brand new projector this year. Our light show is kind of sitting there stagnant right now, but it'll be lit up in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see that later on.
So it's going to be very dark as we go up these stairs until I get some lights on.
All right, so this is the steps that the guests walk up once they're called from their row, correct?
Correct. So you wait down at the doors, and once they're ready to send you up, you come up these steps. Then we're going to cut right through to the middle. Well, that's where, sorry, out there's where
the photo.
We'll take your picture and everything.
Right.
We're going to cut right over to here, which is actually the old boys' bathroom, believe it or not. I'm working on cleaning this room. This, 90% of this isn't used anymore. These are from years past. It's all line level speaker stuff that used to run from the central location. Now everything's local to the rooms pretty much, so we're working on cleaning all this stuff out of here. But this is kind of our little hangout when we're open.
Gotcha.
We just hang out in here away from the tours until something breaks, and then we go fix it.
Just a pile of props there.
Yeah, yeah. That's a pile of, we might use it. All this I'm turning on now is, this is all the power for the haunted house stuff. This really does nothing else except everything in the haunted house. All this is a hallway. It's a hallway that goes straight down. There's 3 classrooms on the left side, 1, 2, 3 classrooms on the right side. Up here, there's a classroom there. That's the original door. Right to the left of that, there's another classroom. There's a classroom all the way along this back wall. And there's 2 classrooms on that side.
Okay, so
all we're doing is standing amongst these temporary walls that we've built that just zigzag you back and forth across the hallway.
But does the maze actually go into the classrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, it does. We've cut some extra holes in walls and things like that to make other passageways and doorways into the rooms. But if you look right down here, you can see that this is the original door to this classroom, room 16.
Oh yeah.
Like right now, if I were on a tour, I'd be about a quarter of the way through the haunted house, but if I go through these 2 doors, I'm right back at the beginning of it.
Okay.
So you're just really just zigzagging back and forth through the place.
The other thing too is how many floors does this take place on? Is it
the haunted house
itself?
The building is split up. So where we come in the front door, we consider that the first floor. Then there's another kind of half floor where the makeup room and some of our other our newer rooms are down there.
Yeah.
And the store where you purchase your pictures, that's kind of a half floor. So we call this the 3rd floor. The little set of steps we go down in the middle, we call the 2nd floor. So it technically takes place on like 3 or 4 floors.
Okay.
Technically.
Gotcha.
Because the gym is a half floor, the makeup room and part of the attraction's on a half floor, then the 1st floor is the bulk of the attraction, and the 3rd floor is the bulk of the attraction. And we're on the 3rd floor right now.
Okay.
Actually, if you look, this is directly behind the building.
So the building itself is kind of built into an embankment.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like ground level, but we're actually up on the 2nd floor or 3rd?
We're actually on the 3rd.
3rd floor.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you were to go essentially from that 2nd window, walk straight forward, you'd be at the exit doors out front. So out directly in front of us, running parallel to the building, is Poplar Street.
Okay.
And then Route 29 is on that side, and to your left is just houses.
Now one question I did have, which I've seen each time I've come here, is I think the front, if you're facing the building, the front right portion, there's a door there.
Yes.
To nothing. What's the purpose of that?
The door was put in by actually Tilbury Fire Company before it became Plymouth Township. When they stuck up the front windows and everything, they put 2 doors in. There's actually one there and there's one on the side for fire training. Okay. For ladder training for fires and stuff. And then we found out that it's actually really handy for demo. So typically we'll park the dumpster there and everything gets fired out the door. Okay. But then when we're open, the door gets covered and sheeted over, so people obviously don't go that way.
Yeah. Good to know.
But that's what the door to nowhere is for.
Okay.
This is the truck.
Really?
This is one of the areas I've cleaned up extensively. There was so much stuff piled back here. Again, what's left here is stuff we might use again.
Okay.
Because we don't have much storage. So, this is a super simple room. This is just a catwalk with a couple lasers in it and some fog.
That's a really great effect.
Yeah, it works really well. They come this way.
Right. And these are just all static props in here?
Yeah, and then we put a live person or two in some of the empty ones.
So they're just like big airbags.
Yep.
And this is how it looks walking through.
Yeah. The longer stuff is on up here, it gets foggier and you get more atmosphere as it fills in. So usually by about 6 o'clock, it's hazy everywhere. This gets choose your favorite. So, I know you know the kitchen. We'll go this way. So this is the kitchen. Typically when they walk in, this door. It's on a very weak magnet, so if there were to be a problem, they can just push it open. But you're supposed to come in, there's a lit up button in here, you're supposed to push, and it makes this thing vibrate. And we might have the live actor in here that jumps out at you.
I saw the door open.
Yeah. So, I'll show you the guts of this one because it's very easy to get to it. So you come back here. This is actually the controller for that room.
For that specific room we were just in?
The room we were just in.
Okay.
So, you know, the guest or whomever pushes a trigger. The trigger fires in this box. It tells it what show to run, what portion of the show to run, and it's all programmed onto a little SD card, which also has all the audio on it and everything is built into it. And then you can see for our wind effect, we have very advanced fans here. So, more audio here. And that, a lot of the rooms that have been redone are kind of set up like that. A lot of times you can't get to the controller that easily. So this is very similar. This is the control for the clown room I'm about to take you into. Same thing. Guests push different buttons, fires different triggers, runs different shows, whether it be the Awooga horn going off or the video running with the clown on it. So yeah, that's pretty much what that does. This is our video playback right here.
And you mentioned too that if no one presses any buttons, that as a timer expires, it'll do it on its own.
When they enter the room, they break a sensor that starts a timer. And if they're going into the room and they're too terrified to push any buttons, after a certain amount of time, the room will run and let them out.
Okay.
They're not trapped in there forever.
Gotcha.
We'll come into the clown room. I just showed you the controller for it.
So are any of these dummy buttons, or are they actually really...
No, there are a lot of them, or most of them are.
Okay.
This one works. These don't do anything. These just flash. This guy over here, the TV isn't on. But this runs clown video on here.
Okay.
Yeah, if we go, that's the exit to this room, but I don't necessarily want to crawl on the floor.
Me either.
So we'll go back out this way.
That articulating hallway that kind of rocks back and forth.
Right, it's actually right here.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. I don't know if she has any air. This is the control.
Okay.
Similar box. It fires valves for the air. And then it's all driven on 4 large cylinders.
There's just metal framing.
Very heavy.
And is this something you guys created in-house, or is this
No, this is purchased.
purchased? Okay. It's a neat effect though.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. Now, just to put it into orientation, are we in a classroom right now?
Yes.
This is all taken in a
The
classroom.
original door to the classroom right here.
Okay. All right.
You can see the back wall of it right there.
Yeah.
Here's the frame from the chalkboard.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, this is the old chalkboard right here.
You can actually see this.
Is that for audio?
Yeah, this guy actually has this subwoofer, and then the other speakers are mounted in his chest, so you can actually, it feels like it's coming from him. So now if I fire him, I just, yeah. Things like that as we go.
This is like a mental hospital now, right?
It's supposed to be inside.
Yeah. Is that another animatronic?
Yes. Should go off in a second. These aren't real doors. I printed them. I'm very proud of them. They're
Really?
vinyl.
Huh.
This one is real because wherever we can, we have to make ourselves little storage spaces.
Okay.
So back here, it's probably not organized, but this just runs the audio for the 2 rooms. This is a lighting controller for out here. This is all newer, more advanced stuff for here that they haven't had before. But that's what I do. So.
I know the area where you get your photos, that room has changed from previous years. Is that
Yes,
correct?
it has. So when he came down here, the guy that's in the chair up in the asylum used to sit here and not a lot happened.
I remember that.
So we kind of turned this into an electroshock, which again, there's room for expansion. There's room for things to happen, you know, to be added. This was where you bought your photos last year.
Okay.
There was a table here, a table lamp, nothing exciting.
Yeah.
So we kind of turned this into the OR. And we have a doctor in here. Well, you saw
Yep.
the doctor go through everything. This is the one I designed and did everything for. I'm really into like video stuff, like video scares and video haunted house stuff, so I wanted to do something that had a lot of that. I don't think any of it is turned on yet, but this is the control for this room. These are all video repeaters. Same box as upstairs. It's triggering all the video and everything in here, controlling the flickering lighting and all that stuff in here.
So these are like just television screens?
Yep. And what they do is the tour isn't actually looking at that. What they look at is from the front side.
guys, I want to jump in here real quick to let you know that after the filming of this video that you're watching right now, I went home and started editing the video files. Well, I ran into a pretty severe technical issue. More than a quarter of the files I filmed have absolutely no audio whatsoever. I was able to trace it to a faulty audio cable, which means I eliminated the problem from happening in the future, but I'm really bummed that it happened because I missed out on sharing with you the exit interview with Zach, some cast actor interviews, including the maintenance staff, and some jump scare reactions of people screaming. I can't change what already happened, but all I could do is encourage you to come to Horror Hall for yourself to experience it in person, because the video doesn't even come close to doing justice as to how fun and entertaining this attraction is. But keep watching, because a little bit later I'm going to be sharing a sneak peek as to what the 2022 season of Horror Hall has in store for you. Now, back to the video. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Justin. He's actually the individual who was responsible for me making this video for you guys. And he's someone I met a few years ago because he actually put on his own home haunted attraction and Christmas light show out of his house, free to the public. And he actually invited me down to make a video of it. And now he's taken his talents to a whole nother level here at Horror Hall. So I'd like to give him the opportunity to tell you guys about his role here at Horror Hall and talk about what he does behind the scenes, hours of operation, vendors on site, entertainment, and if you maybe want to volunteer next year, how you could do so. So, Justin, camera's yours.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Justin Davis, and I'm the cast director here at Horror Hall, which means I get everyone put into their costumes and I do their makeup. We get everyone here at 4 o'clock every night before we open at 6 o'clock. And we open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 o'clock. Friday and Saturday, we close at 11, and on Sunday, we close at 10. So we sell tickets straight through from 6 until 10 or 6 until 11. So as long as you're here on site, you can come on through. We want to make sure that you feel like Horror Hall is a destination. So we've got some vendors on site. A lot of times you can buy pizza and cheesesteaks and chicken tenders and french fries. We have boba tea on site almost all the time. We have vendors that sell t-shirts. We have vendors that sell mugs and wreaths. And also sometimes we've got some entertainment. You can see our friend Pat Ward inside making balloons and eating fire. We have some jugglers and stilt walkers on the busier nights. And if you're interested in being a part of what we have going on here, you can send a message to our Horror Hall Facebook page and just let us know that you're interested in volunteering and being an actor, or selling t-shirts, or whatever you'd like to do here at Horror Hall. We can always use the help, and we appreciate it very much. And a portion of all the proceeds that we make here at Horror Hall go to the Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors Project. And everything stays local. That money doesn't get sent far away. It helps wounded warriors here in Pennsylvania, specifically here in Northeast Pennsylvania. So if you have any questions, reach out to the Horror Hall Facebook page, and we hope to see you soon.
And lastly, I just want to give you basically my gratitude for allowing me to come here and do this. I know it's never been done before, and I know that we've worked together in the past, and I hope that, you know, the video I'm making for you guys right now is going to shed some light on this historic attraction, because it's been going on for so long and I feel it doesn't get the attention it deserves. So I just want to say thank you for this opportunity.
You got it. Thank you very much.
I know this shot seems out of sequence. That's because my original shot had no audio. So I had to come back down here on a different day to refilm this shot right here. So as you watch that sneak peek for the 2022 season, if you guys did like what you saw, if you thought it looks fun, entertaining, you know, thrilling, scary, come down here and experience it for yourself. They're actually open a few more weekends here in October, but if you can't, 2023 is promising to be even better than this season. They have more changes in store, and you never know what to expect if you do come back in the future. So keep that in mind, that there's still time left this season. Next season, they're going to be raising it to a whole nother level. Next, I want to give a huge special shout out, thanks, and appreciation, and a hats off, if I was wearing a hat, to Justin, Zach, and the entire staff and crew here at Horror Hall. Just knowing that they thought of me as a person to make this video means so much to me, because I am really dedicated and passionate. I put my heart and mind behind these videos. I like to present them in a really enjoyable and entertaining fashion, and I really hope that people here, and you guys as well, enjoyed what you watched. But I did confirm with them, though, this has never been done before. I'm the one and only individual that they invited here to do this, besides news stations, you know, for promotions. But to do behind the scenes and to share it on social media, on my platform, I'm the only individual since they've been operating since the 80s that's given that opportunity, and I can't be more thankful, grateful, and appreciative that they thought of me to do this. Lastly, I want to say I am really, really bummed that I wasn't able to share the cast actor interviews, because I could say they are a phenomenal group of people. They are dedicated, passionate, just like me, but they really put everything behind their characters. You know, they thrive on giving a good scare. They get really immersed in their scene and as a character itself, and they really, you know, shine when it's time to shine, if that makes sense. But you know, everyone, young and old, if they're an actor or even just helping out in a different role here, you could tell they really like what they do. They have a lot of fun with it, and they look forward to doing it each and every weekend here in October for the Halloween season. But thank you so much everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did for making this video. And lastly, I just want to say have a happy and safe Halloween, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.